The Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, and the Freemasons, along with the rest of the secret societies that control everything, have formulated the perfect plan to control you. And they've already set it in motion. This plan is known as the Great Reset, and in case you haven't heard of it, it's going to control every aspect of the economy, every aspect of your life, and it is scheduled to happen in the next 10 years, which will include the United States losing the world reserve currency. In today's video, we're going to break down the dystopian vision that is the Great Reset and tell you how it's going to affect your life in the future. Scary times. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want even more crypto info, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. In today's video, we will talk about the Great Reset, the global elite's plan to control everything about the economy and your life. And hint, it's not that great. The first mention of this plan came in from a blog post that was released on the World Economic Forum's website in November of 2016. The title of this blog was, and I'm not making this up, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better." Perhaps because it was too shocking and it pulled back the curtain a little bit too much, they've since changed the name to "Here's How Life Could Change in My City by the Year 2030. However, the title from their Google search link remains the same, and a copy of the original post with its original title is still available on the Forbes website, where it was released simultaneously. This was the first time that the World Economic Forum revealed its plan for total global economic domination. How, in their vision of the future, privacy would be non-existent. So let's take a look at exactly what is said in this article. Keep in mind that everything I'm going over here is verbatim, which was said in this article. I can't make this stuff up. And it's also important to remember that this article wasn't just written by anyone. It was written by Ida Uken, who is not only a member of the World Economic Forum, but also a member of Parliament in Denmark. We all know that those Scandinavian countries like Denmark love socialism, which is basically diet communism. Don't listen to people that tell you otherwise. So here we go. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. She makes sure to start it with a communist rhetoric right away, but she is just getting started. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or clothes. More communism, don't worry, it only gets worse from here. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all the things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free, so it ended up not making sense for us to own much. Gosh, am I here or in North Korea? I can't tell. No ownership, everything is free. They are laying on the communism thick here, but it gets worse. First, communication became digitized and free to everyone. Then, when clean energy became free, things started to move quickly. Transportation dropped dramatically in price. It made no sense for us to own cars anymore because we could call a driverless vehicle or a flying car for longer journeys within minutes. We started transporting ourselves in a much more organized and coordinated way when public transport became easier, quicker, and more convenient than the car. Now, I can hardly believe that we accepted congestion and traffic jams, not to mention the air pollution from combustion engines. What were we thinking? So no more fossil fuels or internal combustion engines. Can anybody say AOC's Green New Deal? This must be all part of the plan, guys. Pretty easy to see. She continues. Sometimes I use my bike when I go to see some of my friends. So somehow she can own a bike in this communist vision of the future, even though earlier she said she doesn't even own clothes. Sounds like a hooker to me. I enjoy the exercise and the ride. See, told you. But she said it kind of gets the soul to come along on the journey. Funny how some things seem never seem. That's an actual typo. Somehow the global elite don't know how to properly edit. But they never seem to lose their excitement. Walking, biking, cooking, drawing, and growing plants. Makes perfect sense and reminds us of how our culture emerged out of a close relationship with nature. So they want us drawing and growing plants. Guess we have to occupy our time somehow, right guys? We don't own anything. Now strap in. This is where they start rapid-fire communist rhetoric. In our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there. Doesn't that sound awesome, guys? Sharing your personal space with a bunch of total strangers? Me too. Me too. Once in a while, I will choose to cook for myself, which I'm surprised she's allowed to make any choices at this point. Well, I guess people still choose to cook their food in North Korea when they have some. It's easy. The necessary kitchen equipment is delivered at my door within minutes. Since transport became free, we stopped having all those things stuffed into our home. Why keep a pasta maker and a crepe cooker crammed into our cupboards? We can just order them when we need them. Okay, you won't catch me dead cooking a crepe. Keep that in mind. See how they're trying to hard sell you on not owning anything? It sounds great, right? Now this is where it gets truly disturbing. Shopping? I can't really even remember what that is. For most of us, it's been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do now. When AI and robots took over so much of our work. I'm surprised that when she didn't just come out and say, when the AI and robots took over, and then I woke up in the Matrix. She goes on to say, we suddenly had time to eat well, sleep well, and spend time with other people. Strangers, of course. The concept of a rush hour makes no sense anymore, since the work that we do can be done at home at any time. I really don't know if I call it work anymore. It's more like thinking time, creation time, and development time. What the F? Is nobody else creeped out right here? Now, if that wasn't disturbing enough, just wait. It gets so much worse. It's about to go full-on Hunger Games. My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Those we lost along the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs. Those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live different kinds of lives outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses and small 19th century villages. Are you guys freaking out yet? Well, you haven't even heard the worst part yet. This is true, guys. This is not made up. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. Nowhere I can go and not be registered. I know that somewhere, everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody can use it against me. For the Lord's sake, can you say 1984? They're literally talking about Big Brother right now. Everything I know and dream? How will they know what we dream? I don't know how anybody can read that and not immediately think about a complete prison-like living hell. We don't own anything and every action we make is monitored, even our dreams. Sounds completely crazy, but this is the plan of the Great Reset. I kid you not. How the heck would this unfold? Let's see. Well, it starts with a man making a voice like a woman through a whole video. I did that, by the way. But it all has to do with artificial intelligence and implantable technology. Want to see another video I did on the technocracy controlling us all? Well, check that out here. In this dystopian vision of the future, everything is centrally controlled by AI. All data about what we think, what we do, what we're planning to do will be broadcast from our smartphones and chips implanted in our brains to this centralized AI. Now, I know that sounds insane. I know. But don't forget, they said you'll have no privacy. And they will know everything you think and dream. This centralized AI makes all the decisions and keeps you from having to make any decisions of your own. How noble. Big data and AI are going to make all the decisions about resource allocation, which is basically just the most hyper-efficient version of communism that's ever existed. It may seem like this is totally impossible, but at the same time, Edward Snowden showed us that in the age of digital communication, everything that we say and think, that is, every message we send, every phone call we make, and Google search we do, is monitored by the NSA. And this technology is only going to get better, and the system is only going to grow larger. The global elites are going to use this technology to control us all. Now, how can we fight back? With Bitcoin. Bitcoin puts the economic power back into our hands, and it emphasizes the model of decentralization that prevents a centralized AI from taking over our lives. It's the one tool we have to prevent this dystopian plan for the future from becoming a reality. And one man, one crypto superhero, stands above all the others as a beacon of freedom in this fight against liberal, hippie communists. His name is BitBoy. Guys, that's me. Talking about me, guys. That's it for this video. So what do you guys think? Can you believe that the plan for the New World Order is already in place? Do you want the global elites to take your personal property, know what you dream about, and check you out naked all the time? Well, if so, drop me a comment down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. Boy out.